Hello, my name is Taurus 19 and this is my opinion. Today I'll be giving an opinion on the rise of the underground, team, the Soundcloud guys in the mainstream industry. I feel like this is a conversation, that shouldn't be skipped. This year we saw, quite yeah, quite the bunch of the underground rappers that were once, massive in SoundCloud are now hopping into the mainstream. So, man, first of all, congratulations to the guys, man. They made it big, and this is something that's unfathomable, especially, considering the industry that they come from, the SoundCloud industry, of course. So, yeah, man, let me get right to the end. So now I am trying to figure out, right? I have an itch, and my itch is how is it that these people, let me not say these people, but these artists uh, are now so big. Of course, I understand we live in a TikTok culture where artistry does not matter anymore. What matters most is the vibe and the moment that you get from the art that we receive from all these artists. But at the end of the day, I feel like it also paints a picture of um, where music is going, in the future. Of course, if it's not directed into, the right path. So my itch on this matter is that there are so many artists out there, with really, 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 great potential. Not saying that, um, the SoundCloud, underground artists don't have potential. They do. But it can only go so far. It's not really sustainable. It's something that even as an investor you look at and you're like, oh damn, I can make money this year and let me just tap out afterwards. So I think, yeah, we need to consider that as well whenever we try to bring in new artists. But I understand, I think part of the reason some of these artists are out is because we have people like Blackie who are promoting these underground artists and putting them out there for us to know. But at the same time, I think there's a difference between Blackie and most of these artists. Not all of them, but most of these artists. And the difference is Blackie has a variety, and he's very, 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 let me say, widespread. Um, he does not have a limited audience, like Jay Katana, Brother Cooper, Baby Lowski, so I say it's not even safe to compare. Uh, but of course, since he's the guy that made it out of the underground SoundCloud and into the mainstream, um, he plays as, let me say, the gate opener, right, for the SoundCloud guys. But at the same time, I think there's an important, thing to be, taken from that. An important depiction is that there's a reason why there was SoundCloud and there's a reason why there was mainstream. Um, and the reason is, SoundCloud artists cater for the young audience, the audience that is not really, trying to listen that much into the music or the depth of the music, but really trying to get, some fun and having fun and, you know, hyping. So that's why SoundCloud was good. And also another part is that it gave alternative artists who didn't feel like embracing the norm, have a platform and a space, to embrace their own way of doing this music thing. But at the same time, I feel like when there's a leak of the underground um, scene to the mainstream scene, it dilutes what happens in the mainstream, because now the people that are exposed to the mainstream, they end up being phased in this um temporary phase, and then they lose everything that happens within the artists that actually put in the work, the time, the effort into trying to make sure that their art is the best quality that it can be. And then you find someone, who just goes in there and says, a bunch of nonsense, and then they get bigger numbers and then you're like, oh, damn, nah, this is the game, this is how it is. Nah, it shouldn't be like that, um and I feel like the big problem is, we are so afraid, to step on toes, um that it creates fears, even for the artists that actually do have the talent. Most of these artists are very, introverted people, and people who don't really have, the power to say things they want to say. Let me take a sip of my tea. And so these people will just shy away and just keep on making their music. And this is what holds back the conversation of, um we really need to have, serious people in the industry. I don't imagine myself right now. I'm 20 years old. I can't imagine myself at 25 still trying to, trap out in a mosh pit, or even 27 for that matter. 25 is still young, but yeah, I can't imagine myself, they with 16-year-olds. I'm already further from 16, but yeah, it's just crazy to think about. So I think that's why it's also important to have, sustainable artists. We have people like Lowton Over Pounds, that are new, and they are bringing something that's fresh and organic, and at the same time something that's sustainable. We have people like Tato Soul. We have people that actually, care about making the music. We have people like 25K. So yeah, I feel like we should end all these, trend bullshit, and let's focus on the right things, because at the end of the day, if we are gonna be supporting music, we need to be supporting the right sound. We can't be following trends. It's really exhausting. This switching of notions, and this switching of, let me see, episodes within these trends. I don't think it really has, a good effect on just the public perspective, and also, the next generation of musicians. I don't want to, in the future, I don't want to feel like I don't want to listen to music anymore, just because, you know the wrong people decided to go into this thing. Let's make the right people go in. And I know this conversation is probably a pain to others, but yeah, man, we have pains in life, and you go through them. Something hurts, you go through it, and then you heal. But at the same time, I'm tired of us having whack artists and we praising them. I recognize niggas have numbers, and the numbers ain't even lying to y'all guys, and that's facts. But at the same time, I think it's time for musicians to wake up and actually take charge of their power, because at the end of the day, man, we can't have this bullshit anymore. We need people that actually know how to make music, making music. We need our future kids, or our younger brothers or siblings, to be motivated by the right kind of minds. We can't be talking about bullets, clocks, and all those things in South Africa. Especially in this generation, we've never really been exposed to that much of those things. We know them, we see them there and there, but uh nah, let's not care, guys. So yeah. So anyway, I really hope you guys enjoyed this part. Next time I'm going to be talking about someone else. Yeah, I these people, their problems, we really need to fix this thing.